Alright, chat. Wanted to bring a video to you guys, trade recap, kind of a session recap, right? Because I think we could take a lot away from this session. Overall, it wasn't bad at all by any means. The only thing I should have just stayed on live and showed you guys that last trade, but I seriously was gonna call it a day. But let me give you guys my thought process behind the day, how I ended up making whatever I made. What did I make? 3,000, about almost 600, so 2R across my accounts. So this is my thought process going into today. We had that data low, we had London low, London high, all these draws you see on the screen, right? Asia lows. Asia low, by the way, I usually don't mark, but literally have it marked because it's a key pivot, not because it's Asia low, if that makes sense. So I don't just mark Asia low because it's Asia low. I mark it because it's a key pivot here. It's the halfway point between previous day low and London low, so it's a nice little draw that we can use to target on trades. Anyway, so we have our bias going into today is definitely bullish. We have market structure is bullish, but we have data lows down here. So of course, naturally, I want to take that trade down into data lows, and then from there, we can see what happens with price. Right, so let's go into the 15-minute chart. Actually, let's just go straight into the 1-minute chart. So we're on the 1 minute now. Let's go to 9:30 real quick. Okay, so this is 9:30. I wanted to take that short into data lows originally, but as you can see, right off open, we dumped into data lows. Okay, cool. Now we have bullish SMT with London low and data low on NQ and ES. So first instinct would be to be looking for longs into London high on NQ. But here's what I wasn't prepared for, and I should have been. Let's just play this a little bit. So, okay, no trades yet, but right here, and I noticed it as it happened, right? Right here, I wasn't really prepared for this scenario. I always like to prepare, okay, if this happens, I want to do this. If this happens, I want to do this. I wasn't prepared for this scenario, I will admit, right? So we could take away a lesson from this. Always be prepared for every scenario. So if we took London highs here on ES, this is what I should have thought. If we took London highs on ES, we create bearish SMC on the hourly chart, on the 1-minute chart, on the 5-minute chart, on every time frame, and then we get a good inverse. That is a free short into data lows. We still have data lows down there. I noticed it as it happened, and so as you know, if you were on live with me, I wanted to take this short, but I didn't want to take it right here because first of all, I just noticed it. I was gonna take it like this into data lows, but I wanted a better entry, so I wanted it up here. So it's gonna be a 4R trade. Unfortunately, I had my limit order set and everything. We were gonna absolutely smack this, but it didn't come back up. Just straight up dumped the data lows. I'm like, fuck. Okay, cool. At this point now, we took data lows, both ES and NQ. We still have London high above. So I'm still thinking if we can get a bullish signal here, I would go long targeting London high on NQ. Because first of all, bias going today was long. We took our draws, which was data lows and London lows, to the downside. And I really didn't think we were going to see lower today. If you look at a lot of creators or a lot of people on Instagram, at least the good ones, they had the same bias going into the day. Like I noticed, like I don't know if you guys know Dodgy, but he had a bullish bias the last 2 days as well. He just posted about it like 20 minutes ago. But so bullish bias, okay, cool. That's the bias I had, and that's what made me take this trade here. Now I went half R. I only risk 150 bucks. My usual risk is 300, so half risk. I let you guys know that. And this is the reason I took the trade. So let me play it to the entry right here. So let me go back a little bit. Right here was my entry long. Now, a couple reasons I took this entry long. Now, first of all, if we want to take a short on NQ, we need a pullback. We need a pullback to this gap, to this data low, a retest of London low, whatever it is, and we have perfect confluence with a clean 5-minute fair value gap right here. So we want to take the short, but first we need to move higher into that gap, and I thought that gap was a pretty good draw. At the same time, if we look at ES is still holding above London lows. We never got that clean structure below London lows. We did on NQ, but we have it on ES, so I'm thinking, okay, if we get a clean pop on NQ and clean confirmation, we could take a long half risk because it's not the greatest setup, but it's definitely a setup worth putting half risk on, and here's why I took it. We have a 30-second inversion, very clean inversion, right? Took one candle to invert, so you guys already know. Time to take is a good measure. Time to take, TTT measures how much time, how many candles it takes to inverse a fair value gap. The sooner, the better, of course. So it took one candle, we inversed 30 seconds. Beautiful. Next thing I need to see, I don't want to buy a falling knife, so I'm still not taking it after this inverse. I want to see us close above this structure. Now in ICT, they call it SIST, change in the state of delivery. I could just call it, you call it whatever you want. Essentially, ICT just calls it change in state of delivery, but it's a fancy way of saying market structure is flipping, right? So you have higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, and then you double top right here, and then you finally get a close above it. Now this is our change in state of delivery. This is our flip from bearish market structure to bullish market structure. So now this is definitely worth putting half risk on. Once again, we have this 5-minute fair value gap. We still need a retest to go short, so I'm thinking, okay, perfect break even up here at this 5-minute gap. This would be our break even. And we have the change in state of delivery, so we flipped from bearish market structure to bullish market structure. We took our entry right here. In the close of this candle, stock goes below the wick, break even is at that 5-minute gap, and we target London high. So once again, we still have this London high up here that we haven't hit. That's 3.73R. This is our first trade of the day, and as you can see, immediately just doesn't go higher at all. We were never in profit on this trade, maybe like 1 or 2 points. But you guys hear the analysis. I would take this trade half hour every single day of the week. I am fine with that. Now, clearly, market refuses to go long, so we made the decision, no more long trades unless we reclaim London lows, which was a good decision. It was the perfect read. We have done everything right, in my opinion, on this day, other than missing this trade here on ES. All right, so this should have been a one and done. This trade here. Stop, boom, and target. Target data lows. Or you can target London lows for a better risk reward rate, 3.2. So we missed that trade. So other than missing that trade there, which, okay, if you miss a trade, it's not the end of the world. It's not like you took a bad trade. It's fine. We missed that, and then we took a good long, in my opinion. You guys just heard the analysis. You can agree with me, disagree with me. In my opinion, my playbook, I'm taking that every day of the week with half risk, okay? So we lost 0.5 R there. Now, what are we looking for now? We're looking for a retest of London lows to go short. It's the perfect scenario. We have a 5-minute close now on ES. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for a weak 5-minute close. We got that right here. Really weak 5-minute close on ES. We have a really weak 5-minute close on NQ. Right here, this candle. So now we're looking for a retest of London lows on ES to go short. The reason it's ES is because we already took Asia low on NQ. We haven't yet on ES, so we have a nice draw. Okay. So with that being said, let's go to the 1-minute time frame on ES. And look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful inverse. It's picture perfect. This is what you want to see. First of all, you get a good old classic bearish pin bar right off your data low, and then you inverse this 1 minute on the second candle after it formed. So time to take here was just 2 candles. This is absolutely beautiful. We waited for a retest back into the gap for a better risk reward. Stop loss was above that candle, and we were targeting Asia low for first trims. Now, since it's not 3 to 1 R, we were going to take first trims there and then target the rest at previous day low, which would have hit if this were the lower high. But market decided to give us a little fuckery before it went lower. So as you guys can see, okay, we're good. I told you guys you can go break even at the break of those lows. I'm going to personally hold. I don't know what you guys decided to do there, but I held. I got hit. Stop loss. Okay, so now at this point, I'm down negative 1.5 R. Took a half R loss and a full size loss at this point. And I see market starting to stall out. I think it goes to like right here, or now before we swept that. It got to like here, and I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to call it a day. We've been super choppy after that initial move. You see NQs trading sideways. You see NQs trading, ES is trading sideways as well. I'm just not going to risk anymore. I walked away. I turned off the live. Said peace out to you guys. I went to take a piss. I came back, and this is what I see when I come back. We had just swept that 15-minute fair value gap. So all the while that was happening, we formed a 15-minute gap lining up with data lows. And I'm like, damn. Maybe at this point, I literally said to myself, damn, should have stayed on live for just another minute because this might be a banger. I literally told myself that. So you guys already know what we need now. We need a small time frame inverse out of this 15-minute gap. So what am I looking for? A small time frame inverse. Well, we don't have any fair value gap on the 1 minute here, and we do on the 30-second. So I'm locked in right now. I'm looking for this 30-second to inverse. Stop goes above here. Target goes to Asia low, then previous day low. That's my thought process. But then this happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles to inverse. I'm like, oh, hell nah, I ain't getting caught in chop. Fuck this action. I'm not taking this inverse. And once again, I am about 2 minutes away from closing my screen until I see this. We have a retest of London lows. Once again, we get another perfect inversion. 1 candle inverse. Now, you might be saying, oh, we didn't inverse. We closed on it. Well, take a look at this 1-second chart. I took a market buy right here. This is the 1-second chart. So this is 10:31:29 a.m. I took a market buy right here, and then the last half millisecond, we came back up and closed right at the start of that gap. So I was like, okay, fuck, whatever. I'm already in. I have my stop loss. I have my target. And this entry, in my opinion, is still another good entry because, remember, context is everything. So we have Asia lows down here. Very nice draw. We have a 5-minute close below London lows, below data lows. Trend is established on the day at this point. We're in a downtrend. Unless we full on reverse, then we're trending lower today. Now, I didn't think we were going to get the dump that we did, but I figured, okay, I can target Asia lows. We have bearish SMT at high of day, which NQ failed to make a new high at high of day, right? We never took London high, and ES did. So we have bearish S&T at high of day. We're below London lows. We just tapped into a 15-minute fair value gap and a retest of London lows, data lows. We're bear flagging on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute. So a bunch of confluences here. I took my entry short right here. And it's unfortunate that I wasn't on live with y'all when I took this, because I honest to God, I was planning on calling it a day. And then I saw this, and I had to take it, right? It's too perfect, and I want you guys to learn from this. And I also want to say, you don't have to, I don't want you to either. You don't have to copy my exact trades every single day, my exact risk. You don't have to do the exact same thing I am doing. You could take a trade when I say I'm not taking it. You could not take a trade when I am taking it, right? I want you guys to think for yourself as well. But use my analysis as influence. And I get it, you're paying to copy my trades, and that's fine. You can copy my trades. I have no problem with that. But I also want to encourage you guys to do your own analysis, to backtest this strategy for yourself. If you've been trading with me for more than a month, then you know my strategy at this point. It's my discretion where I have the advantage and my market experience, of course. But I want you guys to use my analysis and maybe take a trade here and there on your own, or maybe even just backtest on your own. Backtest. And as long as you're understanding why I'm taking a trade, that's what matters in my opinion. But anyways, enough rambling. I took this short, about a 5 hour trade, and I went break even at session lows. And as you can see, this worked fucking beautifully. And then afterwards, we didn't stop. We went to previous day low, and then below previous day low, we went to this draw on liquidity, and below this draw on liquidity, we went all the way down to this fucking 4 hour gap. So holy shit, what a dump. Eventually we hit it, I think. Yeah, we hit it eventually. So like, what a freaking dump. Look at this 4 hour chart. Was not expecting this today, but I do want to point out. Look at this high time for market structure. 4 hour chart. High, lower high, lower high. So what we're gonna see here? Probably gonna see another lower high until we take this draw. So I'm very confident at this point we're gonna take this draw. Below there, we're probably going for this draw. On NQ, I talked about this like it had to be over the weekend maybe, where I was like, this draw is so free. I was talking about this draw here. I thought for sure that we were going to, where was it? It must be a gap or something here. But I wanted to see this draw, and I really thought we were going to see it going into the week and then bounce, but we didn't. So I was like, okay, that was really weird. And now it kind of makes sense. I understand what the market is doing now. We're putting in higher highs, higher lows, and this was just another bounce. And I am still very confident that we come down and take this level down here. Now, whether it's next week or the week after, I'm pretty confident we at least take this draw. From there, I'm not sure where we go. That's a recap of my day. I just wanted to come here and show you guys my thought process on that last trade. Show you guys that those first 2 trades were very, very valid. And I hope you can understand why I'm taking the trades I take. I think these trade recaps are very valuable because you guys can understand why I'm taking the trades, the context behind the trades, the confluences I have, what I look for, blah, 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 blah. And I want you guys to backtest what I'm talking about. Use these levels, use these confluences, backtest, and just get mental reps. Mental reps. I mean, I want you guys eventually to be able to be like, oh, this trade looks really good before I even say anything. I want you guys to be like, oh, what if we sweep this high and this happens? This could be a nice short. If we sweep this low, this happens. If we get a 5 minute close below this low, we have a nice draw to the downside. I want to see this and then retest and then go lower. I want you guys to have these scenarios in your head as you're watching me trade live as well. Okay? So I hope you learned something from this video. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's looking very promising. We have CPI tomorrow, so we'll have a data low and a data high. That could be a very nice draw. And if not, this dump got us out of that bullshit chop range that we were in. And by the way, still making money. This is this week's stats. Just want to show you guys real quick. Let's see. On Monday, what's this week? 2-9? Yeah. 2-9. On Monday, we took a 3R win. Cool. 1 win. Called it a day. Tuesday, we took 3 losses. Tesla and 2 on NQ. That's okay. We're still up on the week. Yesterday, beautiful. We took a 4R short. And then 2 break-even trades before that, but 4 hour short really to put us over the top yesterday. And then MU was a break-even. And then this morning, we took a 0.5 hour loss and then 1 hour loss. And then I'm not adding my win because I didn't call it out on live. I'm showing you guys transparency. Every trade I take on live is right here and here. And you guys can see, if I call out 0.5, I'll let you guys know. This was a 0.5 hour trade, and we got a 9 hour on that trade, by the way. But I only marked down 4.5 because we were half size. So this is a transparent way of showing you guys, if you use proper risk management and you follow it, if you literally wanted to copy trade every trade I took, you would be profitable. That's the craziest part. So this is since I started tracking on February 1st. Was the first day or February 2nd? Anyways, we had that first week plus 9.2R on options. Honestly, my best options week in probably 2 months. And then plus 2.2R on futures. Total plus 11.4. And then if you include this week, these are our totals currently. Our average risk to reward on options 4.6 with 66% win rate, which is beautiful. I've been killing options. Futures win and loss ratio, obviously want to get that higher. And I'm not including like 3 or 4 wins I've taken outside of my live trading. So obviously want to get this up, but nonetheless, we have a 3.8R average. So you're still up 4.7R. If you're listening to when I say size down, if you are taking proper steps to manage your risk, you will still be profitable, even when we're on a bad streak. This is statistically a really bad streak. Our average right around 50 to 55% win rate, and you'll see this go up in the future as I get some more weeks of data on here. We only have one and a half weeks of data right now, and honestly, a lot of these days we might have missed our first. Like today, we missed our first, and the two losses after kind of throws off the stats, right? But nonetheless, should be green. Use proper risk management. Hope you guys learned something from this, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.